Remote reservoir shocks look like the premium answer. You can see the reservoir, you can see the adjusters, and they usually cost more. But for a lot of real-world trucks, the most premium-looking shock is not automatically the right shock. In this video, I'm going to show you what remote reservoirs actually solve, what Foam Cell Pro solves differently, and the simple way to choose the suspension that matches how you actually drive. And before the comment section gets warmed up, this is not a remote reservoir hit piece. Remote reservoirs exist for a reason. In the right use case, they make a lot of sense. The mistake is treating them like the automatic top answer for every truck, every driver, and every kind of terrain. At the end, I'm going to give you the two truck test. Same vehicle, same lift goal, two different jobs, two different correct answers. Once you see that, this whole comparison gets a lot easier. Hear me out. More expensive, more adjustable, and more visible doesn't always mean better matched. A shock can be impressive on paper and still be the wrong answer for the way your truck is actually used. Suspension is not a jewelry contest, it's a control system. Both of these designs are dealing with the same big problem, controlling motion over time. Every time the tire hits a bump, the shock turns movement into heat. Add more weight, more speed, rougher terrain, longer drives, and repeated impacts, and the shock has to keep doing that job consistently. That is the real conversation, not what looks more serious, but which design keeps control in the conditions you actually drive. Remote reservoirs are one way to solve that problem. By moving some oil volume outside the main shock body, they can help manage heat, create more packaging options, and in many designs allow external adjustment. That matters for drivers who are pushing hard, tuning for specific terrain, and driving fast or off-road with large compressions or wanting more control over compression and rebound feel. But here's where people get into trouble. If your truck is a daily driver, a weekend travel rig, a tow vehicle, or a loaded overland build that spends hours on highways, forest roads, washboard, and mixed terrain, you may not need the complexity you're paying for. You may need consistency, load control, long-distance composure, and fewer external things to manage. Now let's put the hardware on the bench. This remote reservoir setup has a main shock body, an external canister, a hose, fittings, and some adjustment knobs depending on the model. That external reservoir is not decoration. It's part of how the shock manages oil volume, heat dissipation, and tuning. The philosophy here is high-performance racing. Now here is Foam Cell Pro, a different philosophy based on four-wheel drive touring. The large bore shock body gives you more internal oil volume. The foam cell insert helps reduce cavitation and keep dampening more consistent during repeated impacts, heat, and long distance use. There's no external reservoir, no external hose, and fewer exposed pieces to route, protect, or worry about. So the question is not which one looks more advanced. The question is, which engineering philosophy matches the job your vehicle has to do? That is the piece most comparison videos skip. A feature only matters if it changes the ownership experience. More oil volume matters because heat affects consistency. Foam cell design matters because cavitation affects control. Fewer external parts matter because daily driven, dirty, loaded vehicles live in the real world, not on a studio floor. If you only take one thing from this comparison video, take this. Wrong for you premium is still wrong. The most expensive answer is not automatically the correct answer. The correct answer is the one that matches your weight, the terrain, the distance, and the maintenance reality of your truck. So, who should look seriously at a remote reservoir? The driver who is pushing higher speeds off-road, wants external adjustability, understands tuning, and is willing to manage the extra maintenance. If you're tuning for a very specific ride, feel, or driving style, and you know why those adjusters matter, remote reservoirs can be the right tool. Who should look seriously at Foam Cell Pro? The driver carrying constant weight, towing, traveling long distances, running rough roads at slower speeds for hours, or building a truck that needs to stay composed when the trip gets longer and the load gets heavier. Foam Cell Pro is not trying to be the most adjustable option. It's built to be controlled, predictable, and confidence-inspiring under weight and over distance without the maintenance. Now here's the two truck test. Same vehicle, same lift goal. Truck 1 is a lighter build for driving fast and aggressively off-road on weekends. The owner likes tuning and wants to dial in feel for speed and terrain. Remote reservoirs make sense here. Truck 2 has a bumper, winch, drawers, fridge, roof load, family gear, maybe tows a trailer, and spends long days on the highway, on washboard, and back roads. That owner is usually not asking for more knobs, they're asking for the truck to stay stable, controlled, and predictable all day. That is the Foam Cell Pro conversation. Same truck, different job, different answer. Now before you choose, ask 4 questions. 1. How much constant weight does the vehicle carry? 2. How long are the drives where the suspension has to stay consistent? 3. Do I actually need adjustment, or do I just like the idea of adjustment? 4. Do I want more tuning flexibility, or do I want less complexity and more set it and drive confidence? Those answers will tell you more than the price tag or the shape of the shock ever will. Foam Cell Pro and remote reservoirs are not 2 versions of the same promise. They are different solutions for different priorities. If you're building around load, distance, low maintenance, and reduced complexity, Foam Cell Pro deserves a serious look. If you're building around speed, tuning, and aggressive driving performance demands, remote reservoirs may be the better fit. The win is not buying the most impressive shock. The win is buying the one that makes your truck drive right for you.